Welcome to Friday night's video in our Master Series. This is the 83rd video in our Master Series and the 14th video in our Mixing Concepts. This should be the final video in our Mixing Concepts before we get into actual mixing. Really quickly, I wanted to address something. I made this short series on Mixing Concepts solely to address what I felt were the most basic concepts, the most fundamental things that you really need to work on to have a good mix so that you can focus on the basics. Most of the time, when I hear people talking about their mixes and questions they have, that it's the really fundamental basic things that they're really having a problem with, that they're not really focusing on, that what the issue is in their, focusing on those basic concepts or not focusing on them, and normally seems to be the problem. Because if you can get those basic concepts really under your belt, really understand them, really experiment with them, and really get a good working knowledge of them and start to get comfortable with them and working with them, that you will find that your mixes improve 100% to 200% to 500% to 1,000,000%. That might be a little bit of an exaggeration, but I'm telling you that it's immensely important to focus on those things. And I really wanted you to pay attention to those instead of a bunch of things, little tricks or this or that or the other thing that some mixing guy might do, or some other thing that might be something that you do, to make, to add a little bit of flavor to your mix. That's more of a creative thing that's not really focused on you doing a good mix. That, as you get to the point to where if you get through my whole series and you are good at doing all those things and you want to start expanding yourself into using your mixing talents in your creative process, well, you will with your editing, your first phase processing, and things like that, and a whole lot of things we talk about, and effects and all kinds of stuff to help you become more of an artistic individual in the studio that actually uses the studio as an artistic tool in your productions. And that's fine. But I'm not going to make 5 billion videos, because it would be that many videos, I can guarantee you. There would be a lot of them, and that this series is going to be really long as it is. So I wanted to really focus on those basic concepts, really understand the importance of them, and the simplistic, fundamental thing that it is to really get a really good understanding of them so that you can take them with you when you go into the 4 phases in mixing, to evaluate those things and be able to step back to your editing and your first phase processing and understand those mixing concepts together with that, and those together are going to help make you a really good mix. So really take a really good long look at those and start trying to incorporate those into your workflow and into your mixing process. So I really hope you enjoyed this short series on mixing concepts, and I will see you in the next video when we start actually doing some subgroup mixing and get through our 4 phase mixing concepts.